Let's talk about the healing process of lip blush at Blended Beauty Brows. So if you have just gone home from your lip blush with me, your lips probably look something like this. So lip blush always causes the lips to swell. Sometimes people swell a lot and sometimes people swell minimally, but everybody does swell to some degree. So I always recommend that you go home after so that you can wait out the swelling. It's very temporary. Usually after even an hour or 2 hours, they will go down significantly. And then by the following morning, they have almost always gone back to their normal size. Sometimes you may have a little bit of swelling still the next day, but in most cases, it's almost gone or gone. So the next morning after having your fresh lip blush done, you will wake up, your lips will be almost normal size again, but they will look dark and chapped. Initially, they're gonna look bright and vibrant and swollen. Day 2, they're going to be dark and chapped. It's gonna look like you have a dark version of your lipstick on, and that your lips are really dry. This is normal and to be expected. I always want you to try to wait 48 hours until you start using the aftercare gloss liberally, just because the quicker they dry out, the quicker they're going to flake and peel, and the quicker the healing process is going to be over for you. So usually around day 3 to 5, your lips will go through a dry peeling phase. So if you've ever had really chapped lips where they kind of just peel off, that is what you're going to experience on usually day 3 to 5, just depending on your rate of healing. Some people notice it as more of like a real peeling. Some people just notice it as more of a flaky, dry experience. But once this happens, the initial color lightens up a lot. So when you walk out of the studio initially, the color is going to be bright and bold. When it heals, it's gonna lighten up by about half. So we do enter into something called the ghost phase anytime our permanent makeup is healing. It starts out dark, it flakes off, and it lightens up significantly, and everybody is sad. This is not a true representation of what the final outcome is going to be. Around day 14 to 30, the color does come back to some degree, but it's still likely gonna be lighter than what you want. So whether we're talking about brows, eyeliner, or lips, it's a building process with the color. The first session, you are not complete. You are only halfway there. Think nail polish after the first coat is like what your permanent makeup looks like after the first appointment. So you will feel like they are too light. They're not bold enough. They may be a little bit lighter in some areas than others. The center of the bottom lip, for example, is a harder spot to retain. So almost always you will come back wanting them bolder and darker, and that's just part of the process. So you come back around day or week 4 to 6, and we repeat the process again, building up that color depending on what you want. Just like with brows, when you come back for your 4 to 6 week touch-up, that is where we can play around with the color. You have gotten somewhat used to having a new color, a new shape, but this is where we get to really perfect everything, make any adjustments, and make them just right.